Let's continue. Today we're going to be looking at palindromes. Palindromes, very, very important. So what are these palindromes that we're looking at? Palindromes are simply strings that form the same words, whether you're coming from one side of the string or the other. So a very good example is this word Abba. If you pronounce this Abba coming from here, it's going to read as Abba. If you also pronounce it coming from the back, it's also going to read Abba. So this is a very good example of a palindrome. So other examples of that palindrome is, let's say this word penep. If you pronounce penep coming from here, it's going to be penep. If you also pronounce it coming from the back, it's going to still be same penep. So those are examples of palindromes, and we're going to be writing a function known as palindrome, and this function palindrome is going to be taking a string and it will check whether this string is actually a palindrome. Just like this Abba, a palindrome is taking this string Abba, is telling us that this string is actually a palindrome. It now check this other string. You see that this is starting from A if you're going from here, but if you're going from this other side, it's starting from G. So it's different words, so it cannot be a palindrome. That's why we're having false. So it's going to be telling us either true or false, depending on whether the very word we are considering is a palindrome or not. So actually, the function that we are writing is going to be returning true or false. So let's check out the test. This is text number 1. It's trying to ask us whether the palindrome is a function, and we've already declared that already. Palindrome is a function. This is function palindrome. So this first test is always going to pass. The second one says, given a word like Abba, is it a palindrome? Yeah, that's why it's going to be a truthy. Given a word like Abba but having a space before it, is it a palindrome? No, because the first one is going to be starting with a space, whereas the second word will be starting with the letter A. So if you're moving from left to right, you're starting with a space, but if you're moving from right to left, you're starting with A. So it cannot be a palindrome, and that's why this is a falsy. Same thing happens to this. This is a falsy. If you're beginning from left, you're starting from A. If you're beginning from right, you're starting with an empty space. So this is also a falsy. Greetings is totally falsy because it's not even seeming together. But this other one, 100001, is a palindrome with this one. So this is truthy. This is not a palindrome. These fish hips and this, they are not palindrome. These two words are also palindrome because starting from here we are going to be having penep. Starting from here we're also having penep. So writing this very function is going to be very easy because we already know how to reverse a string. So the procedure simply involves just take the string that you're passing, the SRT, reverse it, and check whether you have the same form of words or the same form of string. And that becomes, if it is true, then it's a palindrome. If after the reversal you are finding totally different words, then it is not a palindrome. So let's try this. So we're going to be starting by declaring a constant known as reversed, which is the reverse string. For you to find a palindrome, you have to first of all reverse the string. And we all know how to reverse a string. We simply call the string, and we call the function split. So when you call the function split, what are you doing? You're trying to make this string to become an array. That's what split does. Because reverse does not work on a string, it works on an array. That's why you must convert the string to an array first. So having converted the string to an array, what is the next thing to do? The next thing is to reverse. So you call the reverse function, and having reversed the array, you come back to string by using the word join. So you call the join function, and having done this, you've done what you need to do. You converted a string to array, reversed it, and converted it back to a string. So with that, we have what we want. So that is what we want for this reversed. So, but what do we return having done this? We are going to be able to return the possibility of the string being equal to the reversed. So we're going to return true or false. And how do we get the true or false? By checking whether the string is equal to, make sure you use the triple equal to, that's the word you're supposed to use. It's equal to reversed. So that is what you do. So if the string is equal to the reversed array, and this triple equal to, you are checking both in terms of the data type and the actual value of the string. So if both of them are equal, you return true. If they are not, you return false. So with this, I can now do Ctrl S to arrange this. So because I have prettier, once I do Ctrl S, it will arrange it much better. So once you run this function is going to give us what we want. Please hit the subscribe button if you like this. Give us a thumbs up. Thanks for your subscriptions and support. If you have any concerns, if you have areas that you need us to look into, please drop them in the comment section. Thank you.